they were throwing rocks and hiding their hands, but God was standing right behind them. Hello, light warriors and heroes. It's Bella Bashan here. I want to share with you my prophetic experience on going to the post office on it was Friday afternoon, and this message has been confirmed like several times since then. And I thought it was so interesting going to the post office, because the post office is a place where you receive messages. So that was just another prophetic thing about the whole incident. But it all started on early Friday morning when I saw the kitties run to the door and go stand at the door like somebody had been there. I didn't hear anybody. So I opened up the door and I saw two letters just placed right in front of my door. And so I figured, the neighbor must have placed it there because our mail sometimes gets mixed up. And so that's a prophetic piece of this information as well, that the neighbor had set these letters there. And one of the letters was the package slip. So I got myself ready and I headed over to the post office. And I was walking into the post office, and there was another lady and her son behind me, like right behind me. And they seemed to be in a hurry, but I was like a little bit ahead of them, and I made it into the post office before them. And I spoke to the post office attendant guy, and I gave him my slip. And as he went to go get the package, the people who were right behind me walked in, and I was waiting, and they were waiting. And finally the lady was like, did you ding the bell to receive service? And so after I left the post office and I was contemplating on the whole thing that happened, that the Holy Spirit said that this piece was also prophetic. And the part of this piece is that there are people who will walk up on your life and they won't see that they can't see the full picture of everything that you've already worked on and already accomplished. The lady popped in when the guy had gone to go retrieve my package. And so the Holy Spirit is saying there are people who are showing up in your life, or this has happened in the past, where they're perceiving that nothing's happening, and yet God is already on his way. You're already in the midst of receiving something that you've been working very hard on. So this is about other people's judgment, other people walking up on you and not really being able to perceive the whole scenario of what has already taken place. So there was that piece, the antsy lady behind me who couldn't already perceive that the guy had already gone to go get the package. But when he came back after a long time of looking, he said, and this is what really struck me, because I swear I've never heard a male person say this. He said, "It's been returned to sender." And he was like, I think he felt bad that I didn't receive the package. He's like, this is from July, early on in July. And so the neighbor had this package slip of mine for a month in their house. So, but another thing too is that he said the main part of this message is that it's been returned to sender. And so since the neighbor had dropped this off at me, I feel like this is God saying that whomever has been trying to give you the evil eye, send you bad energy, do witchcraft, whatever it may be, whoever has been throwing rocks and hiding their hands, it has been returned to sender. This is a clear message. And so the guy felt bad, and the slip had been, it was over a month late. And then another part of the message is that I had already received the package. The mail people came by and they put another slip in my, I had already gotten the slip. So no matter what, who tried to withhold the thing that I was supposed to receive, I still received it. And whoever was trying to drop off some type of bad energy, it's being returned to sender. And so I know that there was several messages within this message, but let me just go over it really quick one time. There are people in your life who they're walking up on you. They can't see the whole scenario. They can't perceive everything that is taking place at the moment. So you may be receiving judgment from people around you. They don't see that you're already being helped. God is already going after you to help you in your situation, to bring you the package, the gift. Whoever has been withholding something from you, it cannot be withheld. That the post office people came by and brought me another slip, so I was able to receive my package anyway. And then 3, whoever has been throwing rocks and hiding their hands, it's being returned to sender. And so the return to sender part is not usually, I don't usually like to go there with thinking that way, because the fact that there's that the golden rule and the 10 commandments: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that's not because that rule's not there for no reason. It's because that's what happens. However you treat people, that's what you give out is what you get back. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Whatever you think out, if you're thinking out bad things for people, that is the energy that you are aligning with. Therefore, that is what you can attract to yourself. And so it's not even for punishment, as the golden rule is saying, do unto others. It's just a heads up that what you align with is what you will receive back. And so those who have been throwing rocks and hiding their hands, they're throwing rocks and they're hiding their hands, but who are they hiding their hands from? They might be hiding their hands from you, but that's not how, energy doesn't care who. God and energy doesn't really perceive with their eyes. It's perceived on an energetic level. And so you're an equal match to whatever you give out. So this is your confirmation that for those of you who have been very hurt by people, I don't know if it's your neighbor, someone in your community, a family member, it could be, a close neighbor that, you're rooming with, a housemate, a community member, literally your neighbor that lives in the house next to you, who has been wishing you unwell. And God is saying, I've seen what's happening, and what goes around comes around, and there's no getting around it. If you're throwing rocks and hiding your hands, you're not hiding it from anybody. So that's just how that works. So I hope this message brings you some encouragement. Give it a thumbs up if it did. Subscribe to see more videos, and I'll talk to you again.